What 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 made you think of doing to your Cybertruck what you did to your Cybertruck?
Quick version is prior to Microsoft releasing the Xbox, I was an analyst for Giga Information Group in Forrester, covering internet appliances, mobile devices, etc. Microsoft releasing the Xbox was it's more than just a video game, it's an internet platform, etc. So they gave me one early and said, here's this game called Halo. Never heard of it, didn't really know a lot about the Xbox, but it was my job to review it, right? To get into it. Started playing this game. I'm calling my buddies like, oh my gosh, you got to come over and see this. You won't believe this game. The very last level of that game, you have to be in a vehicle called the Warthog, which is the lead character Master Chief's main vehicle. And you have to get all through this level and blow up enemies and jump bridges and do all this stuff within a certain, there's a counter, and it's within a certain time frame, 2 minutes, whatever it was. And if you don't, it blows up and you have to restart the whole thing again. On the hardest level, I must have played that 1,000 times until finally I made it through. And I always wanted my own Warthog. And I thought, I'll take an old Jeep and I'll take the panels off and I'll weld different panels on. And I'm like, no, I don't have the time for that. Well, fast forward to 2019, as member of that Tesla club I said that I founded, became president of that Tesla club. Tesla invited club presidents out to Los Angeles for the unveiling of the Cybertruck in November of 2019. So I was there when they threw the ball and broke the window and all the stuff that you've maybe seen that came out of that event. When that truck rolled out on stage, I'm like, I could turn that into a Warthog. And so it was always in the back of my mind, I want to make a Warthog. Obviously, we have COVID, all the other things. Fast forward till Star Wars Day, May 4th, 2024. I got the call that my beast version of the Cybertruck was arriving. I picked it up at the dealership. I had been talking to folks about getting it wrapped. People were just maybe doing colors, like I'm going to make it black, I'm going to make it red. I'm like, no. I want it to look like a Warthog. Ended up working with a design company out in California. They took the game graphics, put it onto giant vinyl, sent it to a company here in Kansas City, wrapped the truck in early July of 2024. Remember that car show I said I went to in 2017 with
Yeah.
my Model S? Same car show. It's an annual one. It's called the Great Car Show, Liberty Memorial. It's a fundraiser for the World War I Museum here in Kansas City. Fantastic car show. I took that truck with the Halo wrap on it, looking like a Warthog. But to your point of like not doing anything half-assed, right? I built a weapon system in the back based on my father's World War I machine guns from his airplane that had crashed years before. I preserved those. I modified those, mounted them in the back of the truck. One step further, I had a Master Chief full armor suit costume that I'd purchased a decade earlier. My son wore that, got in the back of the truck, and he's holding the weapon system, and people were taking photos, right? One of those photos got into the hands of a friend of Elon's, and Elon retweeted those photos of my son in that, saying something like, this person's winning Halloween this year, something of that nature, and it went viral. I think the initial viewing was like 123 million people had now seen my Cybertruck. I was getting calls from people I hadn't talked to in years. Hey, I saw your truck. And I'm like, what? Where? It now has its own dedicated website. It's got its own following. I do modifications to it, work with various Cybertruck part suppliers to do different fun things. I take it to events like the X Takeover out in San Francisco last year. So, I've had a lot of fun with that vehicle.